First question, who is it? Saul asks, what do you think about trading D4 to Quisky Tart and Dante Pettis and maybe a first rounder, good Lord, for Jamal Adams? I think it'd be a lot. I think you'd be giving up a lot overall in terms of trying to get one player. Listen, would this make the 49ers better? Well, you can argue the answer is yes, because Jamal Adams is better than Tart, Dante Pettis is kind of garbage, and D4 is expensive and aging. But the first-round pick as well, that's where you start to go, how much is Jamal Adams actually worth? I would rather, the whole Jamal Adams thing, as I've said before, the Niners don't have money to re-sign him anyway. Use next year's first rounder on the best safety in the draft, because safeties normally go in the 20 to 30 range. That's where San Francisco will be, hopefully pick 32. So get a safety there. You'll pay him like $800,000 the first couple of years that he's going to play in his rookie deal. Just a lot cheaper. As great as he is, it would just be a lot cheaper overall to not make a trade. That's a lot of players you're going to go ahead and give up. I would say no. Let's see here. Ooh, a super chat. So you can go ahead and get your chat, your question guaranteed on the show if you do a super chat. This is from David. $10. David, listen to that. We appreciate you. Deadline trade, AJ Green to the 49ers. Are you looking into your crystal ball? Like, what's the prediction here? So a deadline trade, obviously, is after week 8, which you can remember the Emmanuel Sanders trade, which came at the deadline. Was it a deadline-type trade? This, to me, only happens if all the young 49er receivers are trash. Like, if Hurd is no good, and Ayuk is struggling, and Dante Pettis continues to be Dante Pettis, and Trent Taylor's not back, even though he told us he's back like 8 different times, then sure, go ahead and make this trade. The problem is you're probably going to give up a mid-round draft pick for an aging A.J. Green, which I guess we'll have to wait and see if he's good 8 games into the NFL season. I wouldn't be opposed to this, but it all comes down to how good the young receivers are. If they're fine, then there's no need for this. If they're not fine, then I think they might shop around like they did last trade deadline for Emmanuel Sanders and go ahead and grab a guy like A.J. Green. Bald Boy Halo is a potato. There you go. That's a fun name. What would happen if Solomon Thomas breaks out, performs very well in his time he will get? What would happen to the lineup, and would the 49ers consider giving him an extension if he does? Okay, so I guess breakout means like actually play very, very well. Would that mean that Javon Kinlaw is not playing well? Because that's the only way he's going to get playing time. Because Armstead's going to ball out. And obviously, Solomon Thomas doesn't really play defensive end, although he can technically move around. The only way Thomas gets more playing time is if Javon Kinlaw is absolutely garbage. I think the 49ers think he's not going to be garbage because they've sent the 14th overall pick for him and expect him to start. So, hey, listen. I hope every single player in the 49ers breaks out and plays well and they earn an extension and they're a Pro Bowl and all this kind of stuff. But it's a big what if, because the only way you're sitting Javon Kinlaw down is if Solomon Thomas sucks. Okay, face coverings are on sale right now. I'm telling you, a lot of states are starting to go ahead and make those masks mandatory. So instead of wearing some knitted one that your Grammy made for you that doesn't even really protect you, why not pick one that's official and looks really cool as well as you rep our 49ers. Chatsports.com/49mask is the link to go ahead and grab one of these. The single mask right now ships within 2 business days, so you can get it on your face sooner rather than later. And they have a bunch of different styles right now. The one in the bottom right corner, that kind of black and red one with the logo, that one's really sick. Go and pick that one up, or whatever else one you want. Chatsports.com/49mask. Link is down below in the description box. I encourage you guys to go ahead and grab one. That way you can rep your team and be safe when you're at work or on the go. Alexis Hernandez asked, is Jimmy G going to be a top 10 to top 5 quarterback in the future? I think that's the expectation. Yeah, we get this question a lot. I think so. I think that's the trend that he's going. I think Max Kellerman today on First Take said he's better than Carson Wentz and he's better than Jared Goff. He said like every young quarterback Jimmy G is better than, which it might be a little bit of a stretch, but it shows you a lot of people think Jimmy Garoppolo is pretty good. Now, I think he's still a little bit to go in terms of not throwing interceptions and making the right play calls. But yeah, I think top 10 to top 5 is very doable in the future. Maybe top 10 this year, top 5 next year. How about that? John Skidmore asked, you think Cam would have beaten out Jimmy for the starting job? No, not at all. Not a chance Cam Newton would have beaten out Jimmy Garoppolo. Here's the whole Cam Newton deal. I know we're not talking about the Patriots, but let me just get this out of the way. There's a reason that he signed for $500,000, essentially $550,000 with the Patriots. Nobody else wanted it. Nobody else wanted Cam Newton. And the Patriots, if they really wanted him, could have signed him months ago. They're just bringing him in because it's like, I don't know if Jarrett Stidham's that great. I don't know if Cam's going to start for the Patriots. He probably will, but they're very high on Stidham this year. He definitely would not have started for the 49ers. The 49ers dodged a bullet not getting injury-ridden and diva big-time Cam Newton. All right, as we continue, give us a shout out where you guys are watching from. We always do this on our show. Type in the comments down below. As of course, Harrison, who I can see on my screen, but you guys can't, producing back in Dallas. He, of course, is in Dallas. I am in Atlanta. Where are you guys watching from? Let me know. As we get our shout-outs from your city, I used to live in Charlotte, or I interned in Charlotte, so I got to be at Panthers training camp, working at Panthers training camp. You talk to some guys there who are in the know, they say Cam Newton's not a good teammate. I mean, I got that from some high-level people who are like, the guys really don't like playing with Cam Newton. Despite what you see on Twitter, I'm glad the 49ers avoided Cam Newton. Okay, again, subscribe down below by hitting that red subscribe button. That way you guys are notified whenever we go live. Because we do questions like this one. RickTheFlame asks, Javon Kinlaw's 315 pounds. Man, he's big. And like 6'10". I don't think he's 6'10". That doesn't seem right. But he still runs a sub 540. Do you think he is defensive rookie of the year material? If he was 6'10" and ran a sub 540, he'd probably be the best player in the history of the National Football League. I think you mean he's 5'10". How tall is Javon Kinlaw? He might be like 6'1". He's not that tall. I think he's like 5'10". Yes. Listen. Anyway, he is a defensive rookie of the year material. He is a defensive rookie of the year candidate. There are a lot of good defensive rookies. I think I was told 6'1". Is that what Harrison just said in my ear? Okay, so he's 6'1". So he's not exactly that big overall. But 6'10" is like massive. So. Yes, definitely defensive rookie of the year. 6'5" is what I'm hearing. Okay, so he's decent height, but he's not 6'10". Okay. Orlando Ventura says, if we get Dez Bryant, would he be the number one receiver for Jimmy G? No, he'd probably be the number 2 or 3 receiver right now. I think Dez is gonna get signed, especially with the virus going around. If your wide receiver gets the virus and is gonna sit out for a while, then sure, go sign Dez Bryant. He's been working very, very hard to get back on the field. But I think the expectation is Deebo Samuel really just explodes this year. So Dez would, get some playing time and be in the depth chart and be a 2 or a 3 or a 4. I mean, they're going to run 4 wide receiver sets a lot this year. So, yeah, he'd play. But number one, Dez has too many injuries and is too old for me to say that. Let's see here. Bryan Jones asks, will we lose a decent amount of players after this year based on the salary cap? Do you agree with signing Fred Warner and Kittle are priorities? You're not going to lose a decent amount of players. I haven't done a ton of looking into the 2021 salary cap. I'm sure we'll break it down here on Chat Sports whenever we get to 2021. But yeah, Fred Warner's obviously a priority because I've said he's one of the best young linebackers in the National Football League. And Kittle is the number one priority right now, according to multiple in-house 49er front office people, including John Lynch. So they'll get them done. I don't think they're going to lose a lot. I think like D Ford, you can lose D Ford, but overall, I think they'll be fine. David asked, trade a first this year, a third next year, and Tart for Adam, and then next year trade Ford and Ward for picks so we can re-sign Adam. All right, well, I mean, it's a long-term, like 2 moves ahead move right there. Sure, that would work out. I'm fine with that. A first and a third is a lot. I don't know what you're going to get for, obviously, what do you say, D Ford in the end? Ford probably won't demand a first-round draft pick, so we'll see. All right, better head coach right now. Kyle Shanahan or Pete Carroll? Shanahan was ranked higher in the CBS top 10 coaching poll, which we talked about at the beginning of the video. He was, 1 or 2 above Pete Carroll? He was 2 above Pete Carroll overall. Type K for Kyle Shanahan. Type P for Pete Carroll. Oh, yeah, Pete Carroll was 8. And, of course, you have Kyle Shanahan at 5. So CBS Sports would type K right now for Kyle Shanahan. But if you're a hater, and I guess a closet Seahawks fan, then go ahead and type P, and you'll get, destroyed in the comments, which is, I guess, whatever. It's fine. Before we move on, right now, of course, as we have talked about, a lot of states are mandating wearing masks. I know back in my home state of Texas, and where, of course, Harrison's producing right now, it's mandatory now. Officially, outside, you got to wear a mask. So why not wear the 49er mask and actually look cool while you're repping and being safe? So chatsports.com/49mask has all of those available to you guys. 3-pack right now, $24.99. 2 packs are like $14.99, and a single one is going to be shipped within 2 days. So go ahead and pick those up right now, as they are. They look good. They'll keep you safe, and they are on sale at chatsports.com/49mask. Okay. Kyle asked, will we rely on as heavily on the run game this year? Yeah, absolutely. I think the 49ers will be a run-first football team, as they always have. Now, you have new weapons on the outside that make me think they're going to try to throw the ball a little bit more this year. But the 49ers, as we know, Kyle Shanahan, a zone-running offense, run the football. You're going to rush for 120 to 150 yards a game, and you're going to play action, hit Deebo and Kittle and all the other receivers down the field and across the middle. So maybe a little bit less of running in terms of this year because of the weapons, but listen, Mostert's going to ball out. Draft Mostert in your fantasy team. You heard it here first. This is obvious. Next one is Fred the best middle linebacker in the NFL in 2020? No, there are still better ones. Obviously, you got to think about a guy who is in the division who plays middle linebacker named Bobby Wagner. He's probably the best. But Warner's a top 10 middle linebacker, probably close to 2 top 5. Bandit asked, how do you think quality time Trent and Kittle duo will do? What? How do you think quality time Trent and Kittle duo will do? I'm a little confused on what this question is asking. I guess the duo of Trent Williams and George Kittle blocking on one side. Is that the question here? I guess fine. Although George Kittle is great blocking and great receiving. So either way, interesting question overall.